Hello people, and welcome to Crypto Exposed. Okay guys, just got two topics here that I want to cover, and it's looking like XRP, the tides are turning. So the first thing I've got here is Ben Armstrong, aka BitBoy, explains XRP to Trump's son Donald Jr. Really respect BitBoy for this, to be honest with you. At the end of the day, he could have picked many cryptos to discuss here. You know, there's many cryptos that he could have chose to explain to Donald Trump Jr. And, you know, yeah, like at the end of the day, like XRP didn't have to be the one that he chose. But the fact that he's specifically gone out of his way to go with XRP, yeah, I respect it. I appreciate it, you know, as an XRP holder. Because at the end of the day, it's like this, look. As XRP holders, we've had to endure so much. Like, we've been dragged through the mud, man. We really have. Like, it's been such a grueling process being an XRP holder, and you know, it's looking like now we are in a bull run, so it's looking like our time should be coming soon. And so for me, like, this is what I like to see, because the more eyes and attention that XRP is getting, the better, right? Like, this is what you've got to understand. Like, this isn't now just it's not just now BitBoy's audience. He's going to be sharing it to Donald Trump Jr.'s audience as well, right? Because people who follow Donald Trump and Donald Trump's son, they will see this. So now anyone who's interested in crypto will see XRP. So it could be a thing of, let's just say, you know, there's people out there who've not yet got involved in crypto whatsoever, but then they start seeing this whole Bitcoin doing so well and hitting new all-time highs, and you know how it goes. You start getting all the mainstream media attention and stuff like that. And then they start thinking, oh, what can I get into? Well, they may have seen this video where, oh, there was this guy explaining, wasn't it XRP to Donald Trump Jr.? Okay, and he seemed intrigued by that. So yeah, let me get into that, right? So this opens the door for just more potential adoption of XRP. I'm here for that, right? I'm definitely here for that regardless. So at the end of the day, this kind of stuff is going to help just bring one, just understanding to XRP and just, you know, shining a light on it, you know, just that actual acknowledgement, and two, yeah, potential value, right? This could help with investors and even just like the speculators, right? So people see things like this, and this is enough for them to get involved, because this is the thing you've got to understand. When it gets to like investing, you've got like the speculative holders, and then you've got like the investors, right? And the speculative holders are like the people who they FOMO buy and panic sell. So, you know, they can see one bit of bad news and then they'll just panic sell, or they'll see a bit of good news and FOMO buy. And at the end of the day, like, from an investing perspective, I'm not going to lie, that's not good. Like, you shouldn't really be, you know, buying and selling based off of just trivial news. You need to like really understand the implications before you make a decision on that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, they're a part of the market, and they're a big part of who move the market, right? Like, when there is a bull run, it is the speculative investors who really help drive the prices up, because the investors are not just going to FOMO buy. So they're not really doing that. Like, people like me, I'm not going to just FOMO buy on a green candle, because I understand that, well, it's already gone up massively. So what if that's the top, right? What if that's the top of the run for that crypto? So I'm just going to be waiting until the time's right. You need the speculative investors, because they're the ones who are going to help really drive up the price by FOMO buying. So for people like that, they're going to see this kind of stuff, and they might be like, yeah, let me get into XRP now, and, you know, all that kind of stuff, and doubters turn into believers, all that kind of thing, right? So massive exposure here for XRP. And as I say, you know, props to BitBoy for that. Like, he really didn't have to do that. I do really respect that, and I appreciate it. As I say, as being an XRP holder and everything we've had to go through, it's nice that it's getting a bit of time now to get acknowledgement and shine. Now, one other thing I will say, just touching on this as well, Brad Garlinghouse actually mentioned that he spoke to Donald Trump not long ago. I think he said in San Francisco, and he said that he actually told Donald Trump Ripple's story. Like, he actually told them the story about what's been going on through the lawsuit and all that kind of stuff. And Trump was willing to hear him out, and he said, look, I'm going to take a pro-crypto stance. So it seems like Brad and Trump have built up a little bit of a rapport. So who knows where that could get them in the future, right? Like, that could be something that could actually help, you know, more long term, right? They might have a bit of a relationship going on there. So they might be able to have conversations and things like that. I'm not saying that that's a guarantee. I'm just saying the potential's there, because Donald Trump did, you know, listen and speak to Brad. So you never know, right? And my hope with all this is that this appeal that's going on, you know, once Gensler's either fired or replaced, one or the other, which I'm hoping will happen, I'm expecting it to, then they can just get this appeal dropped, either settled or just dismissed altogether, like one or the other. I don't mind, but I'm hoping that could be the end of it, because that will open the doors for huge things for XRP, especially as it's looking we're in a bull run, so that could be major. The other thing I'll just quickly touch on here, Ripple CEO mentions XRP for the first time on BBC. So for the people out there who are not based in the UK, you may not know who the BBC are. They actually are massive in the UK, one of the primary channels, one of the primary TV channels. So BBC is the British Broadcasting Corporation. They're huge. And yeah, Brad was basically on their daily news and talking about XRP. And it's funny, like, what made this come about? Bitcoin hitting its new all-time high. And it's funny when you see this, right? Because I've been in a bull run before, and I've seen how these cycles happen. And it's funny how, like, you know, everything goes so quiet for Bitcoin, but then as soon as it starts to hit a new all-time high and things are roaring again, the mainstream attention comes in. And this is typically how bull runs start, right? Because what happens is the price starts going up, it's hitting a new all-time high, people are starting to be like, oh, you know, that's interesting. And then it gets the mainstream media attention, so they then say, oh, Bitcoin's hitting a new all-time high. Then what happens? The average people, right, the speculators, again, they start coming in because they're like, oh, Bitcoin's hitting a new all-time high, oh, let me get involved, right? And even people who was like maybe in crypto for like the last bull run, but they got so sick of like waiting because it's been like 4 years. So they've got sick of waiting. So they just left, but they're just waiting for the news to come back. And then they're back in again, right? Like they hear that and say, oh, Bitcoin's back at a new all time high, right? Let me get back in the game again then. Cause that should mean that crypto is going to start going off and stuff, right? And all the FOMO buying comes in. So it's interesting how, like, you see this now, like, you know, Ripple getting this limelight and stuff off of the back of Bitcoin getting a new all-time high. But this is how bull runs work, guys. This is generally how it works. It gets the mainstream media attention, and that's what then brings all the retail investors in, the retail speculators in, start FOMOing in. So it's all part of the process. But yeah, Brad, was speaking about Ripple and XRP. Look, the thing for me again is this is mainstream attention, right? You know, there wasn't no representative for Bitcoin. They just said, hey, Bitcoin's hit a new all-time high. But then they started speaking about the Ripple lawsuit and Ripple being a company, you know, in the crypto industry using XRP. And so then Brad got time to speak on that. So again, what's getting the mainstream media attention right now? Well, Bitcoin and XRP, right? And so for me, this is like a lot of coverage, right? Like the BBC in the UK is a huge channel, right? Like it's massive. So the fact that they're getting that kind of coverage, again, from a mainstream appeal in terms of mainstream retail adoption, it could be a good thing in terms of where XRP could go with price from getting this kind of exposure, right? So look, I don't know for sure, but it's looking like we are in a bull run. Look, that's looking very much like that's the case. And if nothing happens like a Black Swan event to mess this up, then I see no reason why XRP shouldn't have a rally. And so when I'm seeing things like this, like BitBoy talking about XRP to, you know, the president's son, and Ripple, Brad Garlinghouse talking about XRP on mainstream media news, I'm just like, this is the exposure that we want. This is the kind of coverage that we need that's going to help bring more people to XRP. So very excited, I have to say, very excited. It's looking very positive. So we will see what happens. But things are looking really good in my opinion. And I'm just looking forward to seeing where this goes for XRP, because I really do think there's a lot of upside potential here. And all this is just great stuff in the midst of everything that's going on with XRP as well. Currently, you've got the AMM surge, you've got the meme coin surge, you've got the ETFs being filed, the potential appeal being dropped. Like all these things are just, they're all just catalysts for things that could make XRP explode. So very exciting times. Thank you very much for watching this. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And hit that bell. Take care.